If you drive along Interstate 80 and El Camino Avenue in Sacramento, it's pretty hard to miss the giant sewing needle and thread piercing the sky.
Wondering what the point of this thing is? I'll tell you, John Bartel here, making a little pit stop at Meisner's Sewing and Vacuum Center.
The internet calls this the world's largest or longest sewing needle, but this is the reaction I got from Jim Meisner, the owner of the needle.
Okay.
Okay, did you even know that?
I didn't know that, but I'd go along with that.
Jim also doesn't know how tall the needle is.
I honestly don't know the height of it. We probably did at one point,
Okay.
but I don't know how.
The giant needle has kind of a funny story, but to tell it, we have to go back in time.
My father moved us here from Los Angeles in 1958.
Jim comes from a long line of sewing machine repair and salesmen.
I am the third generation.
When Meisner Sewing first started in Sacramento, Jim's dad, Bill, sold industrial sewing machines and parts out of their home. Eventually, the business grew, and when Jim got older, he took over the family business and expanded.
And we moved to this location in 1982, and it's a 20,000 square foot building.
The sign from the previous business was on top of the metal sign pole.
And it said add art, and it had light bulbs around the sign, and the light bulbs would blink.
The city of Sacramento told Jim that he had to replace the entire pole if he wanted a new sign. That was going to be a little expensive. Luckily, though, one of Jim's friends had an idea.
Over about half a glass of wine later, he goes, too bad you couldn't just turn that into a sewing needle. And I said, you know what, that's a great idea.
Jim had to do a lot of petitioning with the city, but eventually he got approval, and down came the old sign, and up went the needle point and thread.
This thread here, it's pretty thick.
Yeah, this is actually ship rope that we got from the Oakland port.
Since Jim didn't know how tall the needle was, we used our drone's altimeter to measure it.
Rachel, how tall is it?
It is 82 feet.
After a little research, I couldn't find any sewing needles taller than this one. Jim says whether it's the tallest in the world or not, the Meisner sewing needle still has a lot of meaning. The company has 5 stores, and they've survived every economic downturn.
I think it just signifies our longevity. You know, we've been in Sacramento since 1958. We've been in this location since 1982. And there are really no sewing machine companies that have had that kind of longevity here in Sacramento.
From Sacramento's giant sewing needle, I'm John Bartel. Hope to see you on the back roads.